Hey guys.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Hey, how's it going?
Yeah, good, thanks. How are you?
Not
Good.
too
Can you
bad.
hear us okay, yeah?
Yeah, I can hear you guys. Yeah, this is the first time we're doing it over Zoom, so bear with us if there's any technical difficulties.
Sure, no worries.
Cool. So just to kick off, just for people who haven't heard of you, could you just describe your sort of sound or yeah, like what you go for in your productions and that sort of thing?
Um, I suppose deep
Deep
sounds,
house.
we really like the sound of, say, labels like Rootlance,
Yeah.
Rootlance, DJ Stew's label, one of his labels, I Puff as well. Um, Guys like Chris Dussy is someone we
Yeah.
like a lot at the moment as well.
Jocko. That kind
Yeah,
of minimal sound, so bordering between kind of classic deep house and minimal house is at the moment is kind of what we're going for.
Yeah,
So,
nice. Yeah, I've listened to a few of the tracks now actually. Like definitely see that coming through. The sort of like old New York style, like pre-lo-fi, that kind of stuff.
yeah,
Yeah.
great.
nice. Thanks.
But yeah, do you have any sort? If you could name one tune that's to sort of describe your like that sort of sound, what would you go for?
Oh, it's a hard
Hard
one.
to name, yeah.
Yeah,
Well, one for me actually that was I was listening to a lot at the time around when we produced Infinite Resonance was the what's that No Skeleton track? The one that was out on the Moor.
Oh, I can't remember the name of it.
I couldn't name the track specifically. Noah Skelton, that's another. He's actually another Irish producer. He's
nice,
from Dublin. Um, the name of it will come to me.
Anything by Generate for me, I'd say.
nice. Yeah. Well, just listen, when I was listening back, it's just like you really get that sort of dreamy house style, like listening back to one of the old like Frankie Knuckles Boiler Rooms, that sort of thing.
Nice, yeah.
Really, yeah, really
Good
good
to
to
hear.
listen to in the garden with the sun, when the sun's out.
Good
Nice.
stuff.
Yeah,
Anything by Kerri Chandler as well. I kind of feel like that Infinite Resonance has a bit of a kind of Kerri Chandler baseline
Yeah,
kind of vibe
couldn't
to
not
it. Like,
mention Kerry Chandler. Like, yeah,
yeah.
yeah, absolute icon.
big influence.
Would you say who would you say is like your biggest inspiration then? Because you've named a lot of artists just in the last couple of minutes, but is there
Yeah.
anyone you particularly look up to?
For me, it's probably DJ Stew.
Yeah, I
You know,
think we kind of agree on that.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
His productions are just so amazing. Like he does all so he's got like what various labels. He's got House Puff, Rootalance, and he does the mastering on all of the tracks that are released on those labels. Guys like
Masters his own tracks as
He
well.
masters
Like,
his own tracks, T-Jack, and that's something for both of us, and definitely me anyway. Like the production and the sound of the mix down and the masters, like really into that. So and his sound I think is just so big and crisp. So DJ Stew for me is probably the biggest
nice.
guy to
Yeah,
look up to.
absolutely.
we
Um,
actually had him over last year as well. We promote nights the odd time, and we had him over, and it was definitely the best gig that we've
Yeah,
promoted. And
and he's
he's
a
a
sound bloke
sound
as well.
guy, really smart, knows his stuff.
yeah, so I've seen on your Facebook you run quite a few nights in Dublin at was it Berlin D2?
Yeah,
Yeah,
well, we kind of play residency there, and then we promote nights in Yamamori Tengu, which is like more of a nightclub. Berlin is more of a kind of a late bar vibe.
yeah.
Nice.
So like when we're playing in Berlin, it'd just be us. Usually, like we might have a friend the odd time, but if we have like an international over, it's usually in Tengu.
Nice. I saw you had I'd never said the name out loud before, but Gnork.
I
Yeah,
think it's Nork.
I think it's
Yeah,
Yeah,
Gnork,
Gnork.
but
Yeah,
we weren't sure for a long time either. But
yeah.
we
No,
we
confirmed
yeah,
it's Nork.
really like their stuff as well. Um,
we had him over just before the lockdown stuff started, but we had him over at the end of 2018 as well. It was the first international
Yeah,
act we booked. We didn't have a clue what we were doing, but it was a success. He's also a sound bloke.
yeah.
yeah. Have you got any particular favourites of like nights that you've thrown? Any big like
Say they're the two.
I
yeah,
think
there's
as Jake mentioned there, Stew was probably it was definitely the most successful. Like it was, club was pretty much packed out. Like and yeah, there was just a really good atmosphere. I mean, they've all gone well. Nork's two gigs were really good as well. But I think
So
DJ
Stew
Stews was
is the best, yeah.
yeah.
Nice, nice. And just could you just going back to your own productions, could you tell us a little bit more about the track that you've got on the Milkit EP? So, Infinite Resonance, just maybe a bit about what you like about it, what inspired it a little bit. Anything you can give us just for the fans?
Yeah. Well, yeah, as I mentioned earlier, I was listening to a lot of Noah Skelton at the time, and I really liked his bassy sounds. They have he has like quite a lot of high end kind of buzz in his basses, and that's something that I think we were trying to emulate on that track. So yeah, I kind of started with the bass line, if I remember correctly, and yeah, usually our workflow is that like one of us will have an idea and kind of develop that independently, and then once it's like a loop or whatever, that we'll kind of bring it to each other and say, oh, I think this might be going somewhere. So it was the same with that. I think I started out with the bass line, and then we kind of fleshed out the track around it with like the paddy sounds and whatever. And yeah, it just kind of, we were just going for that kind of dreamy sound, I suppose, with the synth stabs with like a lot of delay and reverb and stuff on them.
Cool.
And yeah,
So,
that was kind of just went from there.
yeah. So how did you guys actually end up starting to produce together?
I guess we know each other for a good few years, and then we started DJing together about just over 2 years ago. And at the time when we started DJing, both of us kind of had a keen enough interest in production. So then I guess we were kind of just sending each other tracks back and forth at the start. Like Kev said there, like most of the time, one of us will come up with something, and then we'll work on it together. Then I suppose we moved in together there last year, and kind of in the last couple of months we've started kind of working together more so on like making the tracks, more so than just like one starting it, like a bit more kind of a cooperative effort. But at the start it was kind of we're a DJ duo and both of us produce, and our first few tracks are mainly produced by like one or the other, like. But yeah.
Since we moved in together about a year ago, it's been more collaborative.
Yeah,
I suppose.
And then just more recently, like what have you guys actually been doing with isolation, lockdown, that sort of thing? You've been doing
Well, we're both lucky enough
streams,
to still have jobs, thankfully. So we're both actually software developers by day. So
a lot of working.
Yeah, we're basically sitting in our office. Yeah, we haven't really changed from when we finished work 10 minutes ago to now. This is what we kind of do all day anyway, in front of the laptop at the kitchen table.
Yeah, the only thing is we're not going out anywhere. So.
Yeah, but more time for producing tracks and stuff, which is good.
Yeah. Anything coming up on the agenda? Like I know Ireland's starting to open things up a little bit now, but have you guys got any clue what you're planning on doing, or just working on tracks for the minute?
Working on tracks, maybe record a few mixes. Pretty much.
I don't think there's going to be any legal parties anyway over the next foreseeable future.
No, not for a while. Like the soonest, like from what we know, the soonest that pubs will be open is probably going to be August, and the government have said that there's going to be no live music and social distancing will have to be adhered to in the pub, so it'll be like table service only and like limited amount of people. They'll have to sit at a table.
Hopefully some outdoor parties or something by the end of the summer, maybe.
Open air kind of things.
Fingers crossed. Right, just to finish off, I've got a couple of quick fire questions. So do you guys rate better technique or better selection?
Better selection all day long.
Cool. And then, would you prefer to play a massive festival stage or a tiny sweatbox club?
Sweatbox club, I'd say.
Yeah. Cool. Sweatbox club.
CDJ or vinyl?
CDJ.
That's vinyl for me.
We're still getting to grips with vinyl. Like we've actually been practicing a good bit lately, but like for doing a gig, we wouldn't have played vinyl on a gig yet, but we have the turntables and all at home trying to get up to speed with it.
Yeah, it's just easier to turn up with a USB stick as well.
Isn't it?
Yeah. Cool. And then opening or closing set?
Closing. Yeah.
Cool. And then last one, Phones on the dance floor, yes or no?
No.
I don't feel too strong about it. Flashes in your face, definitely not. But
Yeah.
I wouldn't be a Nazi with it.
Yeah, to be honest, I've recorded songs that I want to get the ID from, so I'm kind of being a bit of a hypocrite. But like, I'll always keep the phone down low and hide it. Like, can't be seen to be doing that.
Got to be sneaky. Cool. That's all I've got at the moment. But yeah, cheers for talking to us today, guys.
Nice one. Nice talking to you.